Good evening, everybody. As you know, my name's Sylvester, and I wanted to share something with everyone because I feel like a lot of people need to hear this or they want to hear this because it's very vital for people to hear something like this. What I wanted to talk about was the importance of loving yourself. I can't tell you the number of times I've heard people discourage themselves, beat up on themselves about how they look, how they dress, just because they're not like another person. But the reality is, God created us all in His own image. Yeah, we're all different, but God created us all in His own image. So that's why I wanted to help get people to understand the importance of loving yourselves. And by starting off, I want to start off with a scripture, Psalms 139, and say, in Psalms 139, verse 14 says, I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well. With that being said, all I want to say, hey Takia, all I want to say is, love yourself and be proud of who you are and everything you do, even your mistakes. Even mistakes means that you're trying. Worry about loving yourself instead of loving the idea of other people loving you. Yeah, it's a good feeling when you have people say that they love you and stuff. That's all well and good. But that shouldn't be the main thing that you should worry about. The only thing you should worry about is loving yourself. Because how can you expect other people to love you if you don't know how to love yourself? Also, stop hating yourself for everything that you aren't and start loving yourself for everything that you are. Embrace who you are. I can't tell you the amount of times that I've heard people talk about me behind my back or to my face. They say things like they call me ugly, skinny, and a big head. Okay, they could talk about me to the day I die. Honestly, it doesn't really matter to me because I know who I am, and I know who I am in God, and I know who God created me to be and what God created me as. And I'm thankful for that. There are two types of self-love. There's the type that's stuck up, privately, arrogancy, conceit, and also self-worship at that. And there's another type where it's just based on thankfulness and humility, where you appreciate the person that God has made you. And that's what I want to talk about today, appreciating the person that God has made you. One thing that you don't want to get yourself caught up in is doubting yourself, beating yourself up. And there are a few things that I wouldn't want to see happen to anyone, including myself, including the people that I love and stuff. What's up, Devin? One thing is self-rejection, basically not accepting yourself, always beating up on yourself, and not being happy with the person that God made you. God made us all in His image. We're all different and stuff, but God made us in His own image. Self-hatred, considering yourself that you're ugly, dumb, that you're not as pretty as the other people, that you're not as good looking as this guy. That all ties in as well to my next point, which is low self-esteem. Seeing yourself as a failure or less than others around you, feeling ugly, worthless, stupid, no good for nothing, ashamed of yourself. Nobody wants to feel like that. Nobody ever wants to feel like that. Also, you shouldn't be hard on yourself physically, mentally, or emotionally. For instance, God created us all, correct? He created our physical body. So would you dare say that God created an ugly body? He created our mind and intellect. So would you say that He created a worthless, dumb, stupid brain? And God created us in His own image. Would you ever dare say that His image is ugly, worthless, stupid, or dumb? I know I wouldn't dare say that. I'm thankful for the person that God created me to be, and I'm thankful that God gave me the opportunity to be who I am to this day because I refuse to change for anybody. I stopped worrying about the approval of others and start worrying about the approval of God because I'm not on this earth to please people. I'm here to please God, to do what God has called me to do and do what He wants me to do in life so I can make impact on others, leave my legacy, and move forward in life and to do better and to better myself, not just as a student leader, as a student, as a Christian, but as a man as well. And also, we need to develop that attitude about what God has given each of us. When David has spoke this, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made, marvelous are thy works, he was not boasting about himself, about who he was. He was just rejoicing and thanking God. about the person that God created him to be and rejoicing about his creations. And I think that's the type of attitude that we all need to develop as well. So one thing I will say, it's like a quote that I have, which involves an acronym per se. It says, if you want to soar in life, you must first learn to fly. And fly is an acronym, which is first love yourself. Loving yourself can be one of the hardest things in the world. Some people have a hard time learning to love themselves or finding something that makes them them. Know what makes you you. Yes, we all have different things about us that are different from others. I know what makes me me. I know the things I do is different from what other people do. But I'm thankful for what I do and who I am inside and out, because I'm not going to allow anybody to change that. I can't allow myself to change that. And God didn't bring me on this earth to please people. It's only to please him, to do what he wants me to do what he's called me to do. That's what I want to leave with you today. Love yourself. Like I said, if you want to soar in life, first you must learn to fly. First, love yourself. And the question I want to ask you is, do you love yourself? As much as as much as some people may want to have people love them, do you love yourself? Here's a challenge that I want you to take part in. Here's a challenge. I want you to challenge yourself every day to love yourself. It also brings me to another point, forgiving yourself. Just like learn to forgive yourself even after something that embarrassing that happened in your life. Anything that happened gross, embarrassing, anything of such, learn to forgive yourself as much as you forgive someone else or this person forgiving you or something. Learn to forgive yourself, because you cannot keep holding that inside, because once you keep holding that in, all that's going to come out, and you don't want that to happen to yourself. Trust me, I've been there. I've held anger in before. I've held sadness and crying before inside of me, to the point where I've just cried and bust out crying at the wrong times, the worst times possible and stuff. You have to learn to forgive yourself about anything that has happened. Learn to forgive yourself, which is a big part in loving yourself and loving who you are. So that's the challenge I want you to take part in. Love yourself. Know what makes you you. And if you know somebody who is struggling with trying to love themselves, love his or herself, and wants to know more, please encourage them to love themselves. Love the person that God has created them to be. God created each of us different, but in his own image. We each have a purpose in life. What is your purpose? What are you destined to do? What has God called you to do? It's up to you. First, love yourself. If you want to soar in life, you must learn to fly. And that's all I have for today. I just wanted to share that little bit with you, because it's been on my spirit, it's been on my mind for a while. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Thank you for those who are watching. This will be posted up here, Facebook Live. It's my first time using Facebook Live. And if anything, I want to post it on my YouTube channel as well. So thank you so much, and have a blessed day.